guys, it's Alaija aka Kingdom Babe here, and you're watching Surviving Solitude. Surviving Solitude is a series I created to help you understand and navigate your way through long seasons of solitude or through short solitary moments in your life. First of all, I cannot believe this is the last episode of the series. It felt much longer than just 4 Mondays in a month. I guess because I was the one kind of writing it down, planning it out, and directing it. Being able to share my opinions, share my experience, and help you through your own, whether you're going through it now, whether you went through it before. Either way, I had a lot of fun doing this series. I really hope that it blessed you guys and that it helps you out. So with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and tie this up real nicely and finish off the series with a bang. So throughout the series, we learned about what solitude was, the good, the bad. We learned about the things we would face and have to endure. We even learned about who we may become or what we might find out about ourselves, whether it be pleasant or not so pleasant. And finally, we learned how to make the most of or enjoy our season of solitude. So I'm pretty sure by now you're mastering the art of being alone. But believe it or not, there's still one more thing to talk about, and that's what to expect while coming out of solitude. Whether you're leaping for joy or slowly preparing to get back into the swing of things, the way you come out of your season of solitude is just as important as it was when you walked into it and how you walked through it. Now you might be thinking like, so what? Solitude's over, you go back to regular life, that's it. But believe it or not, it's actually a process. And as always, I have a few tips to help you guys get through that process. And you know me, I got a list. So the first thing on that list is to reflect. As you walk out of solitude, take time to reflect on this experience. Being in solitude has the power to change your life. Reflect on the things that you learned, felt, saw, and heard. Reflect on the things you did enjoy and didn't enjoy. The things that made you feel safe or the things that made you feel afraid. These very things will help boost and promote your personal growth. This will also give you a better knowledge of how to handle things as you move ahead in life. Solitude will teach you some really good life lessons. And now that you know, it's time to put it to good use. The next thing on my list is to be grateful, whether you had a pleasant experience or whether you had a disturbing experience. It gets very easy sometimes for us to get stuck in a certain part of our lives or keep replaying the same memories or same thoughts over and over again. But life keeps going. Seasons change. Be glad that solitude was not your final destination, but more like a part of your journey. And because solitude can be a season of growth, be hopeful as you enter into the next season of your life. And be grateful that there is one. The next thing on my list is to brace yourself. You're going from one extreme to the next. And depending on the magnitude of separation that you had from the rest of the world, going back to the normal way of life can be pretty overwhelming. Going from extreme peace and quiet and little to no human interaction to noise, busyness, and big crowds can leave you feeling pretty frazzled. Being overwhelmed and having your nerves shocked like that is no good to anyone. So allow yourself to brace for the impact of noise and busyness that life brings. Being prepared to enter back into your normal life routine will do you a world of good. Which brings me to my next point. Be prepared. Your life may have changed in solitude, but be prepared to deal with the things of life that did not change. Oftentimes, elevation follows isolation. So while you may have elevated to a new way of thinking, acting, and living, the people around you may not have changed and probably wouldn't understand why you did. So don't be surprised. Your new way of life may cost you relationships, friendships, and even your job. Your new level of thinking and carrying out plans may be different from those people around you. So be prepared for very uncomfortable encounters. And while this may be a very uncomfortable time for you, always remember that a better you is worth it. And if you lose anyone or anything in the process, then maybe they weren't good for you in the first place. And lastly, trust in God. Trust that no matter what things are new, what things have changed, what things haven't changed, what opposition you face, that God will care for you. He brought you to it and He'll bring you through it. And trust and believe that He won't leave you now that He's brought you out of solitude. If God has brought you into this next season of your life, which is outside of solitude, there's a purpose and a bigger plan for your life than you may even understand. So trust in Him. Continuously look for and seek Him. If you formed a relationship with Him over the time you spent in solitude, continuously cling tight to that relationship and understand that that relationship got you through a tough time in your life or got you through a very confusing time in your life. It'll get you through this next phase of your life. There's this post I have on Instagram that I wrote up one time, and it really hits me differently every time I look at it or I read it again. And I'm gonna post it for you guys so you can see it yourself. Honestly, that to me just means, there's a time and a place for everything. who you were when you walked into solitude is not the same person that you were during solitude, and the person you were during solitude is not the same person that you are now that you're coming out of it. You know, it's a process. There's times and places for everything. So trust in him. Realize that your journey is your journey, and it's specially made to you. The path that God has for you is the path that God has for you. Your journey is not meant to look like your final destination. So please don't be surprised when things are new to you when you come out of solitude, or things are not as appealing or not as interesting to you when you come out of solitude, because now you're a changed individual. Don't go back to your old ways because the world is the way it is. God helped you come out of your old life, and he'll help you maneuver in and adjust to your new life. Well guys, I hope you liked this video. I hope these tips helped you out, and feel free to use these tips in just about any other phase of your life, not just coming out of solitude, but these are very helpful tips to use when you are doing just about anything. Reflecting on certain things, being grateful for certain things, bracing yourself, preparing yourself, trusting in God. These are very crucial things to get through daily life challenges, not just seasons, but you know, every single day there's something new. There's something that comes up against us. And this series was about solitude, but there's so many different things and variety of problems that we have every day that we can use these very tips with. So don't just restrict yourself to using it for that time, or just for when you're alone or when you're not around other people, but know that this is really important for you, and it'll help you out in the future. And I hope that it does, because it helped me out, and now I'm here helping you guys out, giving you guys advice and sharing the things that I use to help me get through really confusing, strange times. I hope you guys like this series. I, again, had a great time doing this, and I don't really see too many people talking about these things, but if I was the only person on this entire planet talking about it, then that's dope. So I'm just glad to be used by the Lord himself. You never know what the future holds, so keep these videos, like them, save them. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, push the notification bell so that you're updated when I post new content. Maybe I'll have a new series coming out soon. Hopefully I'll be working on one. I love doing these, so I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being with me and watching this video, and until my next one, peace.